Hello and greetings, it's JP1970, and I'm back to do a quick video here on doing an oil change on the 2018 Goldwing B. It's the Bachelor model. It is not the DCT. It is the 6-speed manual transmission. So, according to the owner's manual, let's see. It says, if the engine is cold, idle the engine for 3 to 5 minutes, turn the ignition switch off, and wait for 2 to 3 minutes. Place your motorcycle on a firm level surface, and then place a drain pan under the drain bolt and engine oil filter. Alright, so let's go make sure that's done. The bike has actually been warming up, so it's already been warming up for about 5 minutes. I've got the drain pan underneath there. So now we're going to turn it off, and we're going to wait. Let's go in and take a look at what we're going to need to do this oil change. I have my Honda GN4 10W40. I've got 1 gallon. I will need 3.9 quarts, so that's just under a gallon. I will need my funnel, all right? And then I'm going to need, now this is a genuine Honda oil filter, and notice the number. It's 15410 MFG D02, and that is the one for my Goldwing, and yours too. Might be slightly different on the DCT. I don't know. I don't have a DCT. Now, in addition to one of these filters, you're going to need a filter wrench, and I ordered this one off Amazon. I'm going to need a 17 millimeter socket for the wrench. Okay, so 17 millimeter socket right there, and then you're going to need a 12 millimeter socket for the drain plug. And I recommend, I mean, they say you can reuse these crush washers, but when I bought them, it was a 4-pack or something like that, so I don't know. Let's not fool around, right? Let's just start fresh. So you will need a ratchet and then some optional gloves here. This is, you know, you do you, but I'm going to try and keep my hands clean if I can. And let's do an oil change. It does say to remove the dipstick cap. Let's take a look at the old oil. I mean, it doesn't look terrible. It's been about 3,000 miles. And then it says, sorry, it says just to leave that seated. And then, let me get a shop towel real quick. Okay, so then it says to remove the fill cap, wipe it clean, which I will do using my shop towel here. And then we will just leave that out. Using my 12 millimeter socket. Let's make sure we're loosening, not tightening. Okay, broke it loose. So now we should be able to get the drain plug, get the drain pan underneath. To be able to do this using my fingers, which I am. It does feel like it warmed up a little bit, but there we go. Okay, and I'm just going to drop that in there. It's good to have a shop towel handy. I just got oil all over my fingers. And the oil coming out of there doesn't look terrible, but nonetheless, what do they say? You can never change your oil too frequently. But yeah, look at that. Okay, next, we're going to get the oil filter. Continues to drain. I'm going to swap out my 12 millimeter socket for a 17. Should have a pretty good shot at the oil filter here. Let me just move that ever so gently. I'm going to put this on by hand. Sometimes this, when you get this on there, it you have a difficult time prying it off, but we'll deal with that once we get done here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so you can see the oil filter wrench is on, and I went ahead and got this loose. So there we go. Yeah, I did take a turn off camera, but now you can see it's coming off very nicely. Should be able to do this by hand now. And I have an extra shop cloth out here just in case. Try and do this without making a mess. Okay, so this is coming freely now. And We'll just drop that in there. Okay, so now I'm going to pull the drain pan back over. I'm going to just get a little bit of oil here for the oil filter and just kind of lube that O-ring like so. All right, we'll get that all ready to go, and we should be able to install that here in a few minutes. But getting this guy off of the old filter did take a little bit of persuading. I had to use a screwdriver and a mallet hammer to pop it out, but the job is done. And here is the old filter, and here is the new filter. We're gonna go put that on the bike. Like so. Okay, and then we'll switch over and we will use the filter wrench. I just kind of hand snug that, what feels right, and then go a little bit more. This job is almost done. So now what you want to do is you want to take the original drain plug and you want to take off the old crush washer. Again, some folks reuse them. I get a 3 or 4 pack, so why not just put a fresh one on there? All right, and so now we're ready to go. We have our 12mm socket wrench, and now let's get under the bike. Hand tighten it until it won't tighten anymore, and then now some people do use a torque wrench for this. I just kind of go by feel. I don't think it's quite necessary to use a torque wrench, but you might. And I think the torque setting is 22 on this. So I'm just going to kind of do it by hand. Feel that crush washer crush a little bit. It's time to add some oil. Now I just use one of these kind of long neck funnel type funnels. How's that? Long neck funnels. And we're going to pour this in. Just take it nice and slow. Pour it slowly into the funnel. Let it get down into the motor. Give it a second, let it drain. Maybe let it breathe a little bit. There we go. Okay. Might have to do that a couple of times, just kind of stop. Let it drain into the motor. Okay, maybe get a little taller angle on it. So we're going to take this out, unscrew it, and going to wipe that nice and clean. Reinsert the dipstick. Okay. And there we go. It is pretty much to the line. Let's fire this thing up. And we will get under there and look and see if anything's leaking. Might want to do a little leak check. Everything looks good to me. All right, well, so that's how you do an oil change on the 2018 and newer non-DCT Honda Gold Wing. I didn't see a video available on YouTube for this, so I figured I'd make one. Let me know if this was helpful to you in the comments down below. Thanks everybody. I'll see you in the next one. Take care now.